Hello, my name is Abigail, and today is March 3rd, 2022, and I am interviewing Emily. Emily, before we get started, I'm going to just kind of go over a little bit of kind of like the business items we have to talk about before we get started. The first and only thing we're really going to talk about before we get started is confidentiality. I want you to know that everything you say in this room is going to stay in this room, with the exception of if you tell me that you're going to hurt yourself or someone else, then I'm going to have to report that or make sure that you get help. I can't let you just go home. We're going to have to kind of talk about that. If you tell me that someone else is going to hurt you or someone else, I'm going to have to report that as well. Or if you tell me of abuse of a child, a person with disabilities, or somebody who is an elderly, those are the things that I will have to report. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you understand?
Yes.
All right, good. So just a few simple questions. Emily, when is your birthday?
10/25, 1997.
Perfect. So that makes you 24 years old?
Yes.
Great. All right. Emily, do you care if I write notes during this?
No.
Perfect. Thank you. So if you see me writing, that's just I'm going to be writing down what you say, nothing more than that. Who brought you here today? Who brought you to see me?
I went to my doctor and he told me to come in.
Perfect. All right. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what's been going on that kind of led up to this?
I just like haven't been sleeping.
Okay.
I just it's scary.
What are you referring to as it's scary?
Sleeping, I'm afraid that when I sleep that um they're gonna steal me. So I just don't sleep because um sometimes I like get so tired I accidentally fall asleep and I wake myself up really fast because I don't want them to steal me.
And when you say they're them to steal you, who is them?
They might be watching. Uh it's the Russian spies. They they just they tell me, there's all these people telling me that they're out to get me, that they're gonna steal me. And I just feel like I don't know, like I have to get away and make sure they don't steal me. I have to be aware at all times, or they tell me they're gonna come take me and they tell me, they tell me what to do and if I don't do it, then I'm gonna be taken.
What types of things do they tell you to do?
Like, I have to go somewhere or I can't go to school. I can't go to some classes. Sometimes I can't go to lunch with my friends. Or else it's just like they'll come take me and if I don't listen, they'll take me and my family.
Hmm. And where do you think they're going to take you?
I don't know, Russia. They have like they're like the secret spies over there and they're gonna take me as hostage.
Okay. Um, does this only happen? Where does this happen usually? In public, or does it happen at home? Like, when does it usually happen?
Like all the time. I feel like the only time that I feel safe is when I'm um like in my bathroom and locked my door. They can't get me in there because there's no windows.
Okay. In your bathroom is where you feel safest. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Um, that's good. So, how long have you been kind of experiencing this, where you go out into public, and people are telling you that these bad people are going to come and take you?
Um Probably since last summer.
Last summer. Okay.
Mhm.
And did the um, did this all start happening? Mm, mind. So you say that they just do it while you're sleeping and then when you're in public, but who is who has told you that? Why do you think that someone's gonna come and get you while you're sleeping?
'Cause there's people that tell me that, like, constantly.
Okay,
They're
in your
just
room?
telling me. Yeah, I mean, I don't see them, but I hear them, and they're everywhere, and I think they, like, implanted something in my brain that they're just, like, talking to me through it. I don't know, maybe when I was sleeping or something, like, they put a little pin in my brain, and now they talk to me through it.
Okay. And have you ever told anybody about this?
I told my best friend, but they just thought I was kidding, and they thought it was a joke, and then they told me not to tell anyone or that they would come get them too.
Okay, so your friends have what you're telling me is that your friends have kind of like made fun of you for this. And then on top of that, that the people around you that tell you that the Russians are going to come get you, that they are um, also going to come get the people you tell about this. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna that's why I haven't told anyone till now, but I just I can't not sleep. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. That would be super hard too. I can't imagine what that must feel like. I'm so sorry. Do the other people, do they tell you anything else other than that, like the people are gonna come get you? Do they tell you, um, or do they just tell you that? Sorry.
They tell me, that I'm just not good enough, that I can't do those things, that I just won't be able to do anything. Like, I'll mess up on things.
And how does it make you feel when you hear these voices? What do you feel?
I feel sad. I have never had a bad, I don't know. I always thought that I was good enough, and then when this started happening, I just, like, realized that I wasn't.
Mhm. So let's go a little bit more into that. What was it like before you started hearing these voices?
I I was on the track team, my and I had just graduated college and got a new job, and I had all these friends, and I was very social, and then when the spies found me and put it in my brain, I don't know, I was so scared that they're gonna get me that I just couldn't do anything anymore, and so I, like, haven't seen my friends very much, and, like, I don't even know, I feel like my friends don't like me anymore, like, they're gonna I don't know. First off, the Russians are gonna take my friends, and that in my brain that or that they're gonna come, and I don't know, my friends will think that I'm not good enough.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that you feel pretty lonely since all of this has happened because of the kind of way it's been affecting your friendships?
Yeah, yeah, very. I don't know. I've always been a very social person, and now I feel very alone, and
Yeah.
nobody will understand it, or it's too dangerous.
So is this the kind of the only thing that's been going on that's been causing you problems, or is there anything else?
Yeah, just that, and yeah, not being able to sleep, and I don't know. I feel like the spies gave me like I can they gave me like powers to see in the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm supposed to use it for.
All right. And
No.
did you notice that you had this power around the same time that the spies said they were going to come get you?
Yeah, the spies implanted in my head like maybe June, and then I feel like they yeah, maybe gave me the power like July or August.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. Um, Tell me a little bit more about your friendships. So you said that you told your best friend. How do you know this friend? And tell me a little bit about that relationship.
Yeah, I met him through church. We've been best friends for a really long time. We worked at the same place together. Um, yeah, we had a whole like big friend group, and this was like my best friend, and yeah,
Hmm.
no, I don't.
Okay. And you've been friends with him for a long time, you said, right? Have you ever
Like,
had any other friendships that are of importance in your life?
yeah, yeah, I had a solid group of like six of us that hung out all the time, and now they just, I don't know, I can't compromise them, so I don't go see them anymore, but they all still hang out.
Okay. All right.
They don't quite understand why I'm not around anymore, but I can't tell them for their safety.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Do you have any roommates? Do you live with anybody?
No, I live alone.
Okay. And do you live in an apartment, a house,
I know a townhome.
a townhome? Okay.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me a little bit about your family and where you're from.
Yeah, I have um 4 siblings. I'm the youngest. My parents are divorced and both remarried. I Yeah, my siblings, I'm very close with them. They're like my best friends. Maybe not in the last like however many months. Because again, I'm just too scared to talk to anyone. I don't want them to anytime I've like ever tried to tell anyone, they don't believe me,
Mhm.
and they don't hear it. They don't think it's possible. So I just don't want to like compromise them. Um But yeah, I call my siblings every now and again. Um, yeah, I'm the youngest, and I have 1 sister and 3 brothers. I'm closest with my sister. Yeah, we talk. I still text her because I don't think that the Russians can track that.
Okay. So your Russians cannot track texting, but they can track like being around them or calls and things like that.
Yeah, because they can hear.
Okay.
So I don't think that they can see. They could just hear things. So if I text, I think it's a bit safer.
Yeah. So how has this affected your relationship with your sister in the last few months? Has anything changed or are things relatively the same because you can text her?
I think I've changed because we used to call like 10 times a day,
Mhm.
and she just doesn't really, I don't know, she doesn't quite understand, and she tries to call the time, and I just tell her I'm busy,
Mhm.
and yeah, when I try to tell her about this stuff, she thought I was joking and
Mhm.
just didn't really think anything of it. So I don't know. I don't know what she, yeah, it's been different.
Okay. Um what about a job? Do you have a job or anything like that? What do you like to do?
Yeah, I haven't gone to work. I'm on leave right now. They I don't know. I have to be careful at work. So yeah, I work at a coffee shop right
Okay.
now. I moved from working somewhere else. So yeah, I think the coffee shop is a little more safe.
Okay. So you said that you're on leave. What did you tell your work you were gone for, or what did they?
Um they asked me to take a medical leave.
Okay.
They uh I don't know. I just didn't show up a lot. I was saying, I couldn't, I every time I would like try to talk to a customer, the Russians would tell me things.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. And you said that you came from a different job. What job was that?
Yeah, I worked at a restaurant.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And what did you work at the restaurant um, before or after the Russians started?
Uh at the very end I quit right away, but then I couldn't keep my house without a job, so I had to find a safer job.
Hmm.
And the Russians said that it was safer at the coffee shop because the people come and go quick.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Can you tell me if you've had any history of drug use? And this is completely confidential. You can tell me anything. I'm not going to report you or anything.
I used to smoke some weed, but I don't do that anymore because then I feel like the Russians really talk more,
When was
getting
the
really
last time that
anxious.
you smoked marijuana?
Uh, it would have been the end of last year.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. And how often did you smoke when you did smoke?
A couple times a week.
Okay, all right. And did you do it alone or did you do it with friends?
Me and my friends did it. I never really did it alone.
Okay, good. That's good. Sounds like it was a social thing. Um, Now, are you dating anyone or have you had any relationships recently?
I was dating someone, but they broke up with me because they said I was being weird, and I just think I wasn't enough.
Okay. And when did that happen?
We broke up September.
Okay. And how did that affect you?
I was really sad. I thought I was going to marry them. So, yeah, it was really hard. Um, but it was probably best for their safety. I think that would have been the Russians' first target.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I'm really sorry. That must have been really hard for you.
mhm.
Um, have the Russians ever told you anybody that is safe?
Um, they don't tell me if someone is or isn't safe. They um I think it's more they want to come steal me.
Hmm.
So I just don't know who would be safe or not.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Um, can you tell me a little bit about like what it was like when you were going to school, starting from when you were younger and working up into college?
Yeah, I loved school. I did really well in school. I had a lot of friends. I went to um a public high school, and then I went to college, and I did really well in college. I graduated um with my engineering degree,
Wow, that's very
and
impressive.
yeah, I was doing very well. I wanted to take some time off because engineering school was hard, and so that's why I worked at a restaurant, and then this started happening, and I
Mhm.
wasn't able um to go. I think that's maybe why the they want me, because my engineer brain.
Okay, that makes sense. Um, do you have any history of um, any kind of abuse, whether it be verbal or sexual or physical?
No.
Okay, all right. And have you have you ever been in the military?
No, my brother's in the military, but
Oh, okay. And have you ever had any history of legal problems?
mm, no. One time in high school, we got in trouble for um TPing, but we just got tickets. But I was under 18, so
Okay,
that's not even on my record anymore.
that makes sense. All
Mm,
right. It's not too bad. Normal for high school or students, I would say.
mm.
Um, so you said that your parents got a divorce and that they got remarried when you were younger. How old were you when your parents got divorced?
Middle school.
Okay, and what kind of effect did that have on you?
Uh, it didn't know it was happening. It was very out of the blue, and it was hard.
Mhm.
Um, but I think I was still young enough that I'm used to it now.
That makes sense. So you're doing okay with it now. And who did
Mhm.
you who did you live with growing up?
I lived with it was 60-40 custody. So I lived mostly with my mom, but my dad traveled a lot. So I would go to his house like uh 1 week a month, probably.
Okay, that makes sense. Did all of your siblings go at the same time? Or how old were they when this all happened?
It was just me and my brother at home. The rest were old and out of the house. So my brother and I did the same thing. We were really close and still are very close because of the divorce.
Okay. Well, that's good that you have a good relationship with your brother. What's your relationship like with your mom and your dad?
We have a really good relationship. I had a really hard one with my dad when they got a divorce because it was my dad's fault.
Hmm.
Um, but then you have to forgive people. So
Yeah.
I ended up now have a really good relationship with him and with my mom. And um, yeah, my mom and I are really close and we talk a lot. I mostly just text her now, but I yeah, I try to call her when I can. I just am careful with what I say.
Yeah. That's good that you have a great relationship with your mom, and that things are improving with your dad. What are the relationships like with their spouses, for you, like your stepdad and your stepmom?
Yeah, they're okay. I don't really like my stepdad.
Hmm.
He's just annoying.
Okay.
But I like my stepmom. She's cool.
Cool. That's good that you like them. Um, and have they been married long enough to have a significant amount of time in your life and like develop things, or is it something relatively new to your family?
My mom has been remarried since I was 18,
Okay.
and my dad just got remarried, but he's been dating her since I was, I don't know, like, yeah, probably 19.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Um, so we've covered a lot. I just want to ask a few questions just about medical history and things like that. Is that all right with you?
Yeah.
Perfect. Um, do you have any current or past medical conditions or issues?
No, I had asthma a long time ago, but not anymore. Grew
Okay,
out
so
of
you
it.
kinda grew out of that, okay. Are you on any medications?
I'm just on birth control.
Okay.
That's all.
And how long have you been on birth control?
Since 2017.
Okay, so quite a while.
Mhm.
All right. And have you ever been hospitalized?
No.
So no head or injuries or anything like that, I would assume.
I've had quite a few concussions, but I was never long-term hospitalized for them.
Okay, that's good to know. And any allergies?
Some food allergies, but just shellfish.
Okay,
Mhm.
shellfish. Did you ever have a hard time with that growing up?
No, it's new.
No. How new?
Um, uh, like November 2020.
Okay, so only
So,
about a year or so.
mhm.
Okay, perfect. And have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
Uh, no.
No. Would you be willing to see a psychiatrist?
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. And has any of your family members ever struggled with any type of like um, mental health issues? You said your
Uh,
brother's in the military. Has he struggled with anything like that?
no. My brother has depression, but that's all.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Just your brother has depression. Nobody else in your family has anything else like that?
No, not that I know.
All right. And you've mentioned a lot of times like that you feel very overwhelmed by the voices of the Russians. Is that correct? Have you
Yes, yes.
ever had this affect the way you feel about yourself or your presence here?
I mean, they tell me that I'm not good enough. They tell me that I can't accomplish things.
Hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel very good about myself at all.
Have these Russian spies ever told you to hurt yourself or to even kill yourself? No.
No, no.
Have you ever had thoughts of suicide?
Um, Sometimes I think that it's like really hard when I feel like I put other people at risk because of um them,
Hmm.
what they put in there, and I don't want to hurt anyone, and it's just all like it's not I guess it's not all the time, but it's like a couple times a day, I just hear them and hear them and hear them, and I just wanna get away from it.
Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes I've thought about it.
Have you ever thought about how you would do it?
Um, Maybe a little,
But nothing
sometimes.
like official?
No, I don't I just I wouldn't want to do that to my family.
Okay. So you have no plans of doing anything like that?
No, just thought about it.
Okay.
It's hard sometimes.
Yeah. I can imagine that it's very overwhelming and scary. And I really appreciate you coming here and agreeing to talk to me. I'm hoping that we can get you some help so that we can kind of straighten this out for you so that you can get to sleep. Um, so after all of that you have told me with the voices and the Russians and the worrying that someone's going to come steal you, I think that we should continue to see each other for the next little while so that we can work on some things. And like you said, you are willing to work with a psychiatrist. So maybe they can help you kind of get set up on some meds that will help you fall asleep. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Perfect. And do you think that you would like to meet with me consistently for the next little while?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, Emily, for answering my questions. And next time we meet, we'll continue this kind of getting to know each other and kind of get into this a little bit more.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.